Sunny day. It's a really bad time to be going through male pattern baldness. Oh yeah, and look at the way it corners. Want to get away? The Honda SCL500 Scrambler. Everything you need, really nothing you don't. All right, here's what I like. See these rubber things right here? Your knees, get right around them, get right under them when you're cornering. I do like that. I think that's really awesome. 6.1 inches of ground clearance. Tons of suspension travel. Yeah. I'm gonna stand up on these pegs here. These 50/50 tires and see what we got going on here. Yeah, this thing's great. This thing is great. Let's just break the rules, shall we, since we're scrambling. Look at me scrambling. 6.1 inches of ground clearance, lots of space if you're gonna go down those fire trails. And I'll tell you what, it's set up pretty well for standing up on the pegs with the mid controls. I like this Scrambler. Traditional little Scrambler seat there. I like the fact that everything's easy to get to. Off spark plugs it there, radiator there. Everything's nice and easy to get to. You might consider a skid plate if you're going to go off-road with this thing a little bit, but with 5.9 inches of travel in the front and 5.7 in the rear, you can take it off-road reasonably. Liquid cooled 6-speed chain drive, nice and simple. You got a 110 on the front, 150 on the back, perfect for cutting through gravel and water. The Honda Rebel 500, you could check out that review on TG MotoRider if you like. I actually like the riding position of this one 100% better. Rear shocks are adjustable. Let's take it on the highway and see what this 500cc motor has to say. Let's go for a ride. Scrambling. Oh, there you go, brother. Turn signals. Turn signals are not self-canceling. Thank you very much. The thing has a really cool front tire. I want to say it's 19-inch. Let's hit it. Yeah, it's there. You know what? I like this thing. You know why? With the chain drive and the 6-speed and the way the foot pegs are and the way this setup is with the 50/50 tires, and it's sure-footed, and the way your knees get around this tank and big mirrors, you can see everything. You're kind of set up for both. This is a Scrambler. This is. You can stand up on the pegs. It's lightweight. You can whip it around. You can take it over the rocks. You can take it through the water. Your exhaust is routed high. 3.2 gallon tank. You get 65 miles per gallon, so 3.2 gallons is enough. I gotta tell you, I like this bike. I really do. I see the magic. I see the utility. And for just under $7,000 brand new, I mean, you can probably get one of these used for probably $5-ish, I would imagine. I'm understanding the magic and the beauty here. Adventure bike suspension in a manageable frame. You know what this is? This is simple but brilliant. Yeah, you know, the 0 to 60, it's there. It's not an EMIC. This is not an EMIC at all. I would, you know, this would be an excellent first bike for someone, and I'll tell you why. The 500cc motor is very, very tame, very fuel efficient, but still has plenty of good pull where you need it. The upright riding position, the mid controls, very easy to deal with. The fact that you can get your knees around this tank is amazing. The fact that it's only just about 420 pounds wet, also amazing. The fact that the suspension travel is exceptionally comfortable. 46 horsepower, 32 foot-pounds of torque in something that weighs 430-ish pounds wet. Plenty of power to weight ratio. Engine braking. Engine braking is good. Brakes are bitey and good. All LEDs. Let me show you what you got in terms of your tech support. You get fuel gauge, and then you get odometer and trip odometer. Oh, gear indicator. Oh, and clock. Very high-tech stuff. Oh yeah, the brakes are really good. Man, this thing's nimble. It's nimble. We're gonna do some parking lot maneuvering up here. I'll tell you what, You know, in terms of being an excellent first bike, I know that I've given some answers over the years. Here's what's great about this. This could be your first bike. This could even be like, this might even be enough for you to be your last bike. I mean, if you don't get into touring and all that business and just like want to bop around town and then go off and do some trails, and you know, this could be a great place to start. I mean, it's just so easy to ride. And you know what? And it's a soft suspension, man. It's so easy and soft. This would be an excellent first bike. Oh my gosh, man, seriously. If this was my first bike, I don't know. It would have taken me a lot longer before I bought that second one. Because, man, the suspension travel is really good. You're getting the suspension travel of basically an adventure bike, but you're able to flat foot this and ride it like a normal motorcycle. Because the ground clearance is still 6.1 inches, still very good. So you're getting the suspension travel of an adventure bike, but you're on a scrambler. You're on an upright, normal kind of motorcycle that just happens to have exceptionally good shocks. It has very deep shocks. And a torquey little 500cc motor, which, by the way, if you just ride it like a gentleman, you are going to get really good fuel range out of this thing as well. So I could see this being something that you just hang on to. I mean, this suspension is so soft. I mean, I feel like I'm chilling on my Valkyrie. This reminds me of my Honda Valkyrie, the way it kind of glides. You know, it's so funny. Yeah, this is a little bit like my VFR in terms of the suspension travel too, like how soft it feels. It feels like if you just want to be comfortable, you can definitely do that. Now, here's what I adore about this thing. I think it's right around 58-inch wheelbase. So it's still long enough to give you great stability, but short enough to where, oh my goodness gracious, that's just me riding in a circle. Not put my foot down, just wow. Just the absolute control and the balance of this thing, typical Honda brilliance. Typical Honda brilliance. You know, it doesn't need all the frills. It's a scrambler. You know, you don't need traction control and all that mess on it. It's a scrambler. But you have the ABS if you take it on the road and it's wet, you need to hit the brakes, it's there for you. And look at this. Look at this. These come off, and then you got the biters here. You got the nice bitey stuff under here. If you want to take these off, you can. So your feet don't slip. I like this bike a lot. They thought this out. They're kind of, the way they merged adventure bike to cruiser to street bike, the way they did it was amazing. And scrambler, yes, but I think it does favor the adventure side just a bit. A little bit more to me. They already started you off with the 50/50s. You got the great ground clearance. I would have made a skid plate probably mandatory on this, because you're going to want to rock this thing somewhere. I love that exhaust up high. Honda, you did your homework. I love it. I absolutely love the fact that you gave this thing a 19-inch front tire. You got a nice tall 19-inch front tire. You got a 110 and a 150. A nice tall tire to hit the gravel. It's a really smart setup. If you do your own maintenance, very simple machine. I got nothing but good things to say about this bike. Nothing but beautiful, good things to say about this bike. Get one. Get one and just have it in case there's an apocalypse. I give it an A. Almost an A+. I should have given you the skid plate. And maybe give you traction control in case you want to take it, through some bad weather. Traction control would be nice. But you know what? It still gets an A. It would get an A+ if it had traction control and a skid plate. But awesome bike. That's my review of the 2024 Honda SCL500. Keep Jesus on the front, pray before you go. TG MotoRider, signing off. Oh, the sun hitting my head like a light bulb. Look, it looks like I'm just having a good idea. Oh, look it. Oh.